Hello and welcome to DC Martini. My name is Sandeep, and right now I have with me Mr. Namit. Well, you've seen him previously in Aarya, and he was stupendous in the series. Hello, Namit, and welcome.
Hey man, the last time we were having a chat, which was some weeks back, and we were
Yes,
talking about a different show. And today we are here. The rains have come. It's raining outside. Things have
yes,
changed, but we are still under this lockdown situation.
yeah. That's one thing that's not going to change for a long time now.
I hope not. I hope not. I am really praying that the next time we do this, we do this in person.
Namit, tell me how are things holding up with you, especially after the immense amount of appreciation that you received your previous web show. You have literally, I saw it before, obviously because of reviewing. I had seen it before the main release of the show. But then you were like, I was like, is this really Namit? Is someone else? Because it was like a 360 turn. The way, the kind of characters that you get to portray on screen is very much different from the characters that you portrayed in Arya. So did it all sink in, the kind of appreciation that you received?
It's still not sunk in actually that something so big has happened, and I am so happy and I'm so privileged to be part of this big show, and this sort of turnaround in my career, and people seeing me the way they don't see me. And that's what the
Mm,
biggest, I think, surprise is for people, that Navit, we see you as this nice, sweet, and chirpy and sort of quirky guy, and then you turn around and you give us this negative shade, which is completely some violent,
yes, yes.
you know. And that's what I think it's sort of it's made my situation very very strong at this point
Mm.
of time. And this is what an actor actually dreams of, right? Doing different kinds of roles, doing different kinds of
Absolutely.
characters, different shades. And by the grace of God, I think the timing couldn't have been better.
Mhm. So, you have been a part of, a few web shows. Again, with Arya and now this one. How has your association been with Z5 now? Especially out of the fact that you were with Disney Hotstar previously.
Yeah, Z5, I've done a lot of stuff for them actually, because I
Yes,
did
exactly.
I was part of that short film for table number 5, which was directed by Amar Kaushik, and I think it's one of the best short
Mm.
films that I've been part of, because there were different directors directing different films in that. Uh, I was part of the one which was directed by Amar, and then I was part of Abhay in a big way, because I was one
Mm.
of the main villains there as well, and now Mafia. So it so happens that every 4 months or every 5 months I'm doing other projects, but I always keep coming back to Z5 because they have something very interesting to offer. I think they're very
Mm.
brave in their attempt. I think they are the original sort of storytellers in the business,
Okay, I see.
because some of the stories that they take up, some of the shows that they take up are
Mm.
fantastic, man. And they have that
Right, right.
they have the grit, that those shows are dark, they are talking about certain things which the society doesn't want to talk about, and they go ahead and they do it. And that's what their
Mm.
identity is, and that's what makes them uh, unique actually in the market.
Your association with these, with the OTT platforms have really been for a long time now, and you definitely are on a roll with one after the other OTT shows coming up, and you're featured in them. Uh, what did you ever kind of think of the fact that once the lockdown is lifted and we are out, and uh, what kind of work are you looking forward to do, and what kind of projects you're actually mulling over?
When the lockdown hit all of us uh,
Hmm.
in March, I was supposed to shift to England for a theater show, for a show,
Okay.
and I was
Okay.
supposed to be performing in Camden. And right now, we would have had that interview from Camden if all
Okay.
things would have been perfect.
Hmm.
But fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. Uh, this lockdown happened, and when it happened in March, it came with a lot of disappointment because I was not going to be in England, and I was told that no, the theaters are going to be shut. So all of us were actually perplexed, and we were all sort of left in a jam at that point of time, which really made us so fearful about our future. But I guess I completely forgot whatever I had shot for last year was going to come out at this point of time. And the timing couldn't have been better because the theaters aren't open. Our television is also showing repeat shows, out of which there's one show of mine which is repeating on Sony TV right now, Sumit Sambhalega. And and Aarya is going to come out, and Mafia is going to come out, and there's another show, Suitable Boy, which is going to come out. Yeah. So I did not know that. That's what I'm saying. I did not know at that point. I didn't realize it. I had almost forgotten that these things I've done, because you forget in the negativity. You forget what is going, because you are all so scared. But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, actually, when I look at it now that Aarya has come out and Mafia is going to come out on 10. And there's so much work which is being showcased, which has me. So it's really been a blessing in disguise. It's just sort of it's everywhere. I'm talking to media constantly. So yeah, it's really I have nothing to complain about.
Okay. Namit, when there is this, I mean, everybody knows it for a fact that there are so many deaths, unfortunate deaths that are happening one after the other, especially at a time when everybody is so low and so remorseful. The entire air is filled with remorse, and it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that. What are your takeaways from life, for that matter? I mean, do you believe in destiny?
Hugely. I believe in destiny. I believe that 95% it's your destiny and 5% it's a hard work. And it's a story that is pre-written. It's like being in a film. You know what's the beginning, what's the middle, and what's the end, right?
Right.
But then why do you do the film? Because you have to act in it, right? You have to live that part. And I think we are all sort of living our parts in our films, in our stories. But having said that, this is obviously very philosophical, and it sounds very pretty to put it out there. But what the reality is right now, it's pretty grave. I mean, today morning when I got up and I heard the news that Sarojji has passed away, and every day you get to hear of something which is happening, not only from the industry.
It's shocking, literally.
It's shocking. It is shocking, and it really makes it makes all of us human. And that's why I say that I believe in destiny. It makes all of us human. It makes all of us mortal, the mortal beings that we are. Because what tends to happen is that we start living life, and we start living life as if we are never going to die. But it's going to happen to all of us at some point. But having said that, it doesn't mean that you have to live like morbid human beings, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You have to do your bit because you are alive, because you are still breathing, right? You have to be positive because there's no other way. You have to fight it. You have to fight that negativity inside you and say that, okay, let's try to make this day better. And you only think in the present. Like, for example, right now I'm here talking to you, and that's it. There's nothing else that I'm doing. And for me, I think the 3 months that we've gone through and whatever we've seen in the 3 months, that's what has actually taught me that one needs to be in the present constantly. Because if you think too much about the future and if you give too much importance to the past, your present really sort of evaporates. But the present is the only thing which I can really hold on to. So let's hold on to what you can hold on to.
Absolutely. Okay, now, I mean, over and done with everything that's seriousness of this earth. Let's just talk about Mafia. Tell me, how was it working with, the entire experience of Mafia, and a little bit of about your role as
The experience was fantastic because I had such fantastic creators with me. Rohan Ghosh is one of the most talented writers that I've worked with. We worked on a short film earlier, and
well.
he called me up and he narrated the story of Mafia to me, and I said, I need to be part of it. Okay, and he said, I'm really writing a fun character for you also. Fun in the
Oh,
sense, not conventional fun, but something very interesting which
yes.
you haven't done earlier.
Okay, so
And
does
I
that
land
have hints of sarcasm?
no, hints of sarcasm in the sense because it's a very dark show at the end of the day.
Acha,
Because
okay.
there are these six friends who end up in a situation, and there's something which has happened in the past, which is
Okay.
affecting and their present, and it has completely ruined their relationship. So, so you have, and then you have this one night which begins really very dark, and then after that, mayhem follows, complete mayhem, and there's
Okay.
suspense, there's thrill in the air, and all of this is sort of built around the cocoon of this psychological game which all of us play, Mafia, when we are drunk and having fun in parties.
Mm-hmm.
So all of it is sort of built around this game, and everything reveals itself. My character, interestingly, is an outsider. He's not part of one of the friends, and he's very mysterious. He
Okay.
lands up there. You don't know why he's there. I don't know. You don't know why he's come. And as the plot is revealing itself, you're also suddenly realizing why he is also there. And that's probably I what I can say right now. And the process was really very
Mm-hmm.
good. And Birsa is such a talented director, one of the most senior most from uh, the Bengal side, and also
Yes.
such a fantastic experience for someone like me, uh, who's so centered in the Bombay industry, to just go and witness such fantastic actors. Um, who are essentially part of uh, the Bengali film industry.
Mm-hmm.
There's Anandita Ghosh Anandita Bose has obviously
Anindita
she's
Bose,
done
okay.
Anandita Bose has obviously done a lot of work here. There's Tanmay Dhanania who's now featured in this lovely short film that he's done from on Netflix. Ridhima
Mm-hmm.
Ghosh, uh, Saurabh Saraswat is this fantastic actor I met on set, and he's done a fantastic job as the character that he's played. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. And then there are other characters also which keep coming in and out. So overall, a fantastic experience, and what a passionate bunch of people, man. You should see them. You should really see them the way they work. It's great to see the way they work. They argue it out with you everything, and I love that. I love that about that.
You know what, Namit? Last time when I spoke to you, we had a conversation about Aarya and everybody. You were talking about your co-actors and how good they were, and the working methods and working style. And again, in this show, you're saying the same thing. So, to a certain extent, I feel that you have a habit of perhaps being a. Are you like the spokesperson for them? You're like you're always talking about your co-stars. Why don't you talk about yourself? Is what I'm trying to drive
Well, if you ask me, then I will tell you.
at. Okay.
Because
Okay, all right, okay.
due credit to your question. What
Hmm.
I believe, I personally believe, and I genuinely believe that acting is cannot be done alone. Okay, and
Hmm.
that's
That's
probably one
sure.
of the reasons why actors face what they face and what they are facing right now in the quarantine situation. How much material can you churn out on your own? You know, because there's no way that people can come together, right? And I have been very lucky, and that's what I do whenever I go on set. Around me, I create an aura of positivity where other people feel
Hmm.
secure and where other people can exhibit their talent. Because if they are, I am only as good as they are, really. Because
Right, right.
acting is
Absolutely.
all about reacting, man. And that's why it is to sort of create an atmosphere where everyone sort of circles around and say that okay, fine, we are here to create something, and that's why my focus is always the other actor, and I'm
Right.
always talking about how good they are, because when they are good, I'm
Yes. Yes.
to answer to your question. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lovely way to put it, in a very, very positive way, actually. Namit, you've got to share some incidents that perhaps you might have faced during, the shoot for Mafia. That perhaps you thought that it was kind of difficult, and perhaps you have faced something of that sort of in your life. Or did anything of that sort ever happen during the shoot?
First of all, let me introduce you to the place where we were shooting. Have you ever been to North Bengal?
Yes, I am a Bengali, by the way.
Okay, so okay, so I shouldn't have asked you that question.
It's okay. It's perfectly
I
fine.
I had never gone to North Bengal, and for people like me who are Bengali, half Bengali, but not discovered Bengal at all. Bengal is Calcutta for us. I'm being
Yes,
very frank.
yes,
But
yes.
the
The
truth
same is
is
the case
that,
for the Bengalis as well. Bengal means Calcutta.
but the truth is that West Bengal is the
Hmm.
only state in India which has mountains in the north, and it
Yes,
also
yes.
has the sea in the south. Okay, so
That's right.
it is the only state which has mountains like the Himalayas and the Bay of Bengal, which it touches in the southern side. So it has both sort of. It's such a big stage. It's such a large stage. There's so much to it. And when I went to North Bengal for the first time, that's when I realized that, hey, this is a part which exists, which I have never been to. These are places which have sort of existed in maps for me, and it's so beautiful and it's so exquisite. And the forest where we were shooting, I mean, tell me, when does this happen that you pack up at 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're going through the forest, and there is rain, there's sudden rain, and rain where you can't see beyond 2 meters, beyond
Uh-huh.
your 2 meters. Okay, it's so heavy, and then suddenly out of the blue, you see a bunch of elephants taking a shower,
Okay.
because you are in the forest, right? So anything can happen.
Absolutely,
Where
absolutely.
does this happen? Where you are on set and 5 minutes of the set time is actually taken up because there's a scorpion on the set? Where does this happen when you are advised not to go out of the shooting location because there might be leopards around, and there might be leopards around, there will be leopards around, and all the tea estates that we were shooting in, they all look great in the day. Trust me, they look so beautiful in the day. And we have this romantic image of a beautiful girl plucking, you know, uh,
Nice.
plucking the tea leaves from the tea plantations. Sundown, try going out there in the tea estate. Okay, try going out there in this tea estate, and it is so scary. It is very, very scary. You wouldn't want